What's up, world? Uh, I'm receiving a lot of downloads, but there's one that's really concerning me. I just woke up about maybe 10 minutes ago. 12. Uh, Trump and Putin are up to something. They fired in my download. I was here in Corpus underneath the freeway with a bunch of like hundreds and hundreds of people in a group gathering. And we were all aware of an attack coming, right? And I told everybody I had a speakerphone with me, and I was the leader of the group. And I told everybody, that God's gonna save us, protect us, don't worry, because I knew an attack was coming. That's why Trump is trying so hard to protect DC. He's trying so hard to protect the Pentagon because he knows if anybody strikes there, he loses power, right? Now that he knows I'm getting wealth and I'm gaining ground court-wise and I'm gaining ground resource-wise and I'm gaining ground power-wise. Just yesterday I got attacked by my fake mom and fake stepdad. They pulled up like a SWAT team, jumped out, ran inside my house. My grandmother unlocked the door to let them in. It was all planned out. And stepdad was like a psycho, bro. Promising me, not promising me, telling me, why don't you want to go? Why don't you? It's best if you go, man. It's best and it's best of your interest. Interest? Really? You mean your interest to continue to steal my inheritance? You mean that interest you're talking about? With your wife, which is my fake mom? That interest? I didn't tell him that because why? It's just going to start up more fights, right? But I kept it gangster. I kept it cool. I said, you know what? Y'all are harassing me now, and I don't like it. And, y'all got to go, and shit, And my mom right away, we ain't got to go nowhere. I was, oh, my God. I'm not going to fight her, this demon. So, okay. You wanna go hard at me again, Mom? Okay. So I shut the door, went in my room, shut that door, and I could hear them my grandmother opening up that door, and I ran out. I didn't run out, but I walked out. And my grandmother hands me a piece of paper. Here, mijo, you need to keep it. You need to call this number. Tell them to cancel. Because I was praying hard, bro. I was praying hard, and I know my angels are kicking ass in God and fighting these demons out of this house, bro. Because they wanted Kathleen Day, bro. She's been my lawyer since 18 years old, maybe sooner than that, 17, 16, 18 for sure. My mom has been stealing my money from Kathleen Day, bro. Kathleen Day, her judge, all her caseworkers are all involved. Everybody in her law firm, my mom, my stepdad, they're all involved. Kathleen Day, that lawyer, bro, is so corrupt with the judge that she's involved with. Not to mention that paperwork that they wanted me to get evaluated, bro. Evaluated? It was a trap right away. This is right away. Because at first, it was a court date. They wanted me to go see a judge. And then this paper, it said at 5 o'clock to go get evaluated. I told my grandma, why 5 o'clock when everybody's closed? She said, oh, no, this is just to go see a nurse to get evaluated. I was also, basically, you're trying to check me in a mental hospital without my consent. You're just trying to lure me into a hospital, and then y'all gang up on me when I get there, when y'all told me in the paperwork that this is not, it's an evaluation, but it's not. It was a trap, booby trap. It was just a fucking trap. And I got warned for about 2 weeks ago when I found that letter in the mail. And then I got warned again 4 days ago that this day was going to come. You know, that this day that my parents were going to try to. So I was already praying up, pushing back that darkness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, King, you ain't no psycho like they are, bro. So, and my grandmother yesterday, before they came, she was like, well, you got an appointment at 5, and if you don't show up, it's, you know, it's on you, and I don't know what you're gonna do when I die. You know, you're not gonna have no one to take care of you. You're gonna have nobody, and you're not gonna have Social Security. And I was like, Grandma, I'm 38 now. I've been applying since I was 18. What in the world makes you think they're going to give me Social Security now? If they barely even give me food stamps, what in the world makes you think they're going to give me Social Security? Why are they going to give me Social Security when the government's trying to have me whacked? Not the government, but the bad side of the government, like Trump. Right? So make that make sense, right? I was if they give me Social Security, you think God's gonna allow that too? No, because I'm not disabled. If He would have allowed me to be disabled and be on the Social Security, you know what I'm saying, which behind closed doors I wouldn't even doubt it, bro. That Catherine and Day and the judge said that I'm disabled so my parents could receive checks on the low, and I gotta keep showing myself that not keep showing, but I gotta keep getting plotted on and forced, you know. And back then I was always forced, but this time I'm aware, I'm alert, I'm guarded, I'm highly protected. I got the feds, I got the righteous CIA, I got the righteous officials watching my back now. You know, it ain't just me and God anymore, and one cop or two cops that know what's going on, but they're outnumbered. I'm in. Now I got the feds on my back, watching after me. You know what I'm saying? I finally got them knowing that it's me that's the innocent one. It's me being targeted. It's me that holds the key to this world. Why do you think world leaders gang up on me? You know what I'm saying? Or have ganged up on me? Not EU anymore, or not. I wish EU would come and save me. I wish, man. I wish they would just shut the fuck up, Trump, and we're coming to get our king, and shut up and make room for me in Spain. You know, I wish they would already, but it's not playing out that far yet because it's not time. You don't understand what I'm saying? It's not time. It's not time. Just like I wanted to do the hurricanes already, and then I see y'all waking up, and I'm having breakthroughs, and then y'all are waking up, and y'all are seeing that I'm the truth, and then y'all are seeing my parents for who they truly are now. You see, it was a battle of what's real, and what's the truth and what's a lie. You see, and it's funny because my grandmother was like, I don't know what God you serve. The God you serve is this God. Yeah. And I was like, I said, no. That God that you're saying, that's the one you serve. And she's like, and I said, you can't mind fuck me no more, Grandma. You cannot mind MK Ultra my mind like you used to as a child, all the way up until last year. Last year, at the end of last year, none of y'all could break through my mind. Well, we'll just keep giving you poison food. And you'll get sick eventually, and then you'll ask to go to the hospital, and we'll get you like that. We'll get you just like that. But God's like, no, you're not. I'm still going to give them healthy food. I'm still going to give them drinks. I'm still going to make sure he has power and water, clean water, strong power, gas to cook. I'm still going to make sure that his food is healthy. Even though you sneak in food left and right almost every day in hopes he grabs that lace poison food. But my mijo's not dumb no more. He knows he was getting sick. He knows that he can't trust his drinks around his house. He knows he's got to drink them right away or sleep with them right next to him if he don't finish it. You know, he knows, bro. So, my parents, they are terrified, petrified, terrified, bro. I saw it in their face yesterday because they knew we lost him. This time we lost him. This time he's getting his money. This time he is. We lost our court. You know, we lost in court. We lost in court. We're losing our lawyers. We're losing our minions. We're losing our flying monkeys. We're losing our lawyers. We're losing our doctors, our nurses. We're losing all the Democrats in Texas. We're losing. The feds are on our ass, and we fucking know they are. You know, it's a matter of time they fucking cuff us and send us to fucking hell in prison for eternity on RICO charges. So their last hope was Trump and, you know, Trump's cult, you know, and Trump's coven. And it's like me against thousands of people in my city, bro. Thousands and thousands. It's like me against thousands. But it's not me anymore against thousands. Now, it's hundreds of thousands and thousands, millions of my people here in Texas are against all of them. So now, their number, it ain't just Texas. It's the United States, because people in the United States know who I am. People in the Middle East know. Africa know who I am. Canada. All the world leaders know who I am. All of them, bro. Not to sound cocky or nothing, but they know, bro. They know me since I was a teenager. Since I was in middle school doing fucking supernatural shit like that chick Carrie or Matilda. You know, and then being experimented on without my knowledge or without my knowing or without my consent. You know, being forced, you know, behind my back because my parents said I was a threat to the government. So they had me in a program, CIA program. And the CIA would have doctors and lawyers, you know, try to fuck my body up to stop these supernatural gifts God gave me as a child. And supposedly I had this when I was 2. Now, am I alien like the wicked people say, like the tarot card readers say, or, you know, my family? We don't know who he is anymore. We don't know. He's lost his screws. He's a nutcase. I heard it all. I've heard it all, bro. Do you ever hear me talk like that about my family in the past? No. But now that I know who they really are, now that I know that they never stop, they never stop, bro. And they never will until they get their ass crushed by God. So now God's like, ya pa qué? You know, I'm done. And I'm done too. I'm gonna go back to that story in a minute, but I gotta tell you all this because this is what led to this story. So I'm here fighting these demonic people out of my house, spiritually in my room, right? I'm just laying down praying, and I'm praying hard, like real hard. Because all I wanted was peace, man. I was living peacefully, right? These last week and a half, 2 weeks. Especially with this last week. Last 4 or 5 days. I could feel it in the spiritual realm that the righteous people are seeing me in a different light. They're actually seeing me as an important individual to this world that has to be protected like an asset. You know, has to be protected like a president, a good president. Somebody that really wants to save this world. But I'm not a president, I'm a king. They should protect me more than a president. That's what really upsets me. But, you know, they should have me in a witness protection program. They should call me, not just show up. I'm sick of people, you know, I'm not sick, but please, people, stop being a weirdo and just call me. Normal people call, they just don't show up. Especially if you did nothing wrong. Call me, text me. Especially call, just call me. I'll answer. I may say, oh fuck, who's that? Okay, let me see. Oh fuck. Alright. What up? Yo, who's this? This is so-and-so from the FBI or the Secret Service or the CIA. We know what's been going on. We just want to inform you and ask you if it's okay if we could relocate you to a safe location, and you'll be in a witness protection program under our supervision and protection, because the world is getting a little bit hectic, and it's time that you help us in on this. And I'll be real curious at first. I'll be like, you know what? This sounds good, but can you just give me like 10 more minutes to, absorb all this in, and can I call you right back? And I'll pray about it, ask God. And if God says, yes, this is legit, this is your way out of all this bullshit, I'll be like, okay. I'm curious, not anymore. Let's get it done. What up, so-and-so? Yeah, I'm ready. Alright, I'll send a U-Haul and some higher-ups to go, help guide you out the house. Make sure no one touches your belongings while you're packing and all that. And we'll see you shortly whenever you arrive. And I'll be excited. I'll be like, good. Now I'm protected by my government that I've been paying for my whole life, that's never been protecting me my whole life. Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Trump will never do this, so the FBI has to do this. Greg Abbott has to do this. Ted Cruz has to do this. My righteous cops have to do this. My righteous feds, my righteous CIA, my righteous Homeland Security, my righteous Secret Service, my righteous, every government official that's righteous knows they have to protect me more than the government, because they know that the president is in on all this corruption shit. They know the president is the main plug to all this corruption shit. And they know once the president goes down on these, charges, Epstein files, Elon's going to go up to bat. Then Elon's going to go down right after that and get locked up right after that. He will not last long. And Elon has an ugly demonic face, bro, whenever he's mad. You haven't seen it yet, but you've never seen the face that I've seen on Elon. But when he's about to fall like Goliath, his face is ugly. He's a Satan's child. You'll know that I was right this whole time. You see, I've always tried to peacefully solve problems. Peacefully. But the more I grow, the more I escape the traps, the more people are alert to what's going on, the more influence I impact in this world. The more rich I get, the more wealthier I get, the more court cases I win, the more they see me as, damn, now we gotta go to war with him, shoot missiles. We gotta, not every day. You know, they're thinking that. But like what, last month they wanted to invade. Trump wanted to send Apaches and fighter jets, and I put an end to that quick by taking the ball out of his court, jacking in and shooting it and winning the fucking game. But I have all these games to win before I win the World Series. I got plenty of games up ahead of me. You know, that's why I would love to have a woman to connect with, so I could keep my energy, my vibration high and positive with laughter. You know, I don't care what the government says. No, you can't, you shouldn't focus on a girl right now. You should focus on your downloads and focus on just this. Bro, trust me. Trust me. When you give me what I want, the world gets what they want. All I want is to not be cock-blocked anymore. To not be dissected, you know, every little fucking move I make. You know, just leave my love life alone. Just leave me and my love life alone. I ain't doing nothing wrong, bro. You know, there's plenty. There have a lot of admirers out there. A lot. And I know this time I'm not going to go fast. You know, this time I'm going to take my time. Besides, I'm not really even ready to commit or nothing like that. I just want to, I'm open to communicating with somebody that's of high value like me. What I mean by high value is a Christian woman that goes to God all the time and never goes to anybody else but God. Like me. I don't go run a mommy, daddy, counselor, pastor, you know, or a cop or no, bro. When it comes to this relationship shit, I don't run to nobody. I don't run to grandpa, grandma, brother, sister, neighbor. Back then, yeah. Yeah, back then I did. But I got all the wrong information. You know, I was set up from the jump that all these girls that I had in my past were sent by Satan himself, by his demons, so they won't last and they'll rip me apart. You know, keep my vibration down, my energy down. You know, hopefully I give up on love and I turn into them. But I never did. I never gave up on love, man. Now, because I never gave up on love, that's why I'm saying it, you know. I'm going to take it slow. I'm not going to, slow and easy, you know what I'm saying? Slow and easy. I don't want to put pressure on nobody, pressure on me. It's going to come natural. We're going to laugh, get to know each other, get to know each other's do's and don'ts, you know, and just enjoy life, man, and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. We're never going to stop growing. Then I'll meet somebody else and we're going to do the same thing there. Grow and grow and grow and grow. And I'm going to make sure the girls get along as the sisters, you know, like as one. I'm not going to show one more affection than the other. I'm not. I'm going to be like, look, I love y'all all the same equally. Yes, you do this, you know, better than her, but she does this better than you. But it doesn't mean none of y'all are not, doesn't mean, you know, this one may clean better, this one may, you know, may be smarter on, you know, something on this, you know. I don't care. Everybody has their own. But I love y'all the same. You see what I'm saying? I see y'all as one. And then later on, I run into another one that's valuable. Boom, I got 3, and I might tell God, hey, I got my 3 right there. You know, now I just need this much and this much to get alignment, and we could talk about the next step, you know. And then God knows what's up, bro. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So, like I said, man, if I get what my heart desires, which is communication with a hiney that's a God-fearing Christian woman, That could be my kingdom spouse. That runs to God only and talks to me and has good communication with me, man. Don't leave me on red. Because I'll easily move around and find somebody worthy, you know what I'm saying? I'll just, you know, release her to the world. And I'll be like, God, she wasted my time. You know, I think you should do the same to her. She'll end up running in with somebody who wastes her time. You know, that's why I told God, do not bring anybody that's going to waste my time either, because I'm tired of giving my... Because once I start growing with you, I'm going to want to build with you. You know, little by little, every day, I'm going to be like, look, I like you, man. You know what I'm saying? I like you. You know, you're checking all the boxes right. So the next thing I'm going to do for you, I'm going to send you some cash, but I'm going to need you to do this for me. I'm going to do this for you, but I need you to do this for me. You know, I need you to do these things for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, it ain't going to be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? It's give and take. It's all about give and take. I put in 100, you put in 100. I never really liked 50-50. It's 100 and 100. You know, God forbid you feel like 80 one day, 90 one day because somebody on the low is cursing you. I'll put an end to that. Not gonna jump shit because he put 80 or 90, or you shouldn't either if you see me putting 80 or 90, because you don't know what I'm fighting through on my side. But you gotta understand, this is spiritual, right? Boom, attack the spirit realm, boom, come back to 100 in no time. So I want to be able to be with somebody too that reads my mind and I read her mind, and I don't even gotta say much. You know, I could be in the kitchen cooking with the fam and I'll be like, look, and she knows exactly what to grab and give it to me so I can flip, you know, steak or whatever, cut meats or whatever, right? Like, I want to be able to be in tune with her on a lot, you know. And we'll get there, you know what I'm saying? We'll have those spiritual gifts together. You know, we'll be able to read energy. Anyways, you know, that's why I said I need to have what my heart desires. I need more healthy food. I need to get out of here as soon as possible. You know, I'm tired of begging. I'm not tired of begging. I'm tired of just telling you what to do. You should already know what to do. Put them in a witness protection program, since Trump ain't doing nothing. In the meantime, until I get my inheritance and I get sent to the promised land and I'm really protected there, you know, put me somewhere where I'm out of this environment. Because as soon as I leave this environment, my vibration goes up, my energy goes up, my downloads come faster, clearer, you know, sharper. My hearing will come back. My 5 senses will start coming back. My stomach will start to go down. My chest, my stomach, my emotions, you know, my feelings will start to come back again from that Verga shot that they gave me. You know, I'm still fighting, you know, all these shots that they gave me, man. I'm 100 times better than what I was back then. Not 100. I'm like 50% better than what I was back then. I'm surprised I even feel love again or emotions again, because I was so stuck in that Verga shot, bro. That Verga shot, I lost emotions, I lost feeling, I lost love in my heart. I was a freaking straight up soulless, slow, unfeeling person. I had no feelings, and it was terrifying, because I said, if I don't love, I don't have feelings, I could literally hurt somebody and I won't feel a thing about it. And I told myself, this is what they do to patients in the mental hospital, and then they release them and they become monsters out there because they got And they inject them every month with that shot. Come back, we'll give you another shot. Come back, we'll give you another shot. Come back, we'll give you another shot. And they keep doing this, and then they don't have no feelings, no emotions, bro. And they're a walking freaking time bomb. And then they go out there and kill somebody. They don't feel. And then they go to court, and the judge is like, "What's the matter? What do you mean? Why did you do it?" I don't know. What do you mean? We got evidence, I don't know. That they're just, it almost seems soulless, but they don't have no emotions. They're emotionless. So a lot of these, mental cases that people do, these people that are killers with, that have history of mental illness and been in psych wards. Investigate if they ever took Enverga shots, and ask, why did you give these Verga shots, and what caused them to get a Verga shot? Because usually they're supposed to get that Verga shot if they're child molesters or a serial rapist or a serial child molester. And they gave me that shit, dog. I've never touched a child. I never raped a woman. Never raped nobody, bro. Never. Now, my stepdad, yeah. My mom, yeah. My whole family, yeah. My real dad, yeah. My neighbors, yeah. Bro, every single buddy but me that I grew up with. Not every single buddy, but like fucking 80% and 80, 90%, 95% that I was in. They're all involved in trafficking, which leads to raping, which leads to extortion. It's all RICO'd. It's all programmed. Everybody has their hit jobs to do. Damn, bro, I'm getting deep. Oh, so it's very important that a judge gets involved and asks, why did he take these Verga shots if he's never raped nobody? If he's never been a child molester or nothing like that. So you've been programming this dude to have no feelings. That's why he's out here doing shit like that, because of that medicine you inject him. You know what? Not kill him, but evaluate that doctor and give him the Verga shot. And keep him in a mental institution forever for destroying all these people's lives. And from this day forward, we're going to keep them safe. We're going to keep them away from harming people, away from objects, weapons. But we're going to give them time to come back to their senses. Because as long as they stop taking those shots, eventually it's going to take a year till you see a real huge improvement. It's going to take 3 months till you start seeing, wow, he didn't do that 3 months ago. 6 months later from that day, after not taking that shot, whoa, he didn't do that either. 3 more months after that, whoa, wow, he just hugged somebody. He's smiling again. He's shaking hands. You know how bad I want to be out there in this environment right now and just engage with people. I want to get that energy back. I'm craving that energy back. That's why it's important to me to meet somebody. I'm not desperate. I'm not, but it's important to me. You know what I'm saying? That I engage with people. That when I see somebody, moving right, talking right, with no shady spiritual, I don't see nothing shady in their spirit. I'm a laugh, I'll be like, bro, you one of us, bro. Yeah, I got you. All right. And then people are going to see that in the world. This nigga was never crazy. Never. It's your mom that's the crazy one. It's all about the money to them. To me, it's not all about the money. It's about love, peace, joy, and then the money. But people get it twisted. No, it's about the money, then you get... No. No. Because you could get the money first. And if you don't have love after that, peace, joy, what is that money going to do? Save you? That money is going to destroy you. So you got to be You gotta be before you get the money. You know what I'm saying? God has to prepare you before you get that blessing. What happens if you just get that blessing and then He never prepared you after that? Boom and bah. Well, I think rappers that come up so fast, sign contracts, get their money, and then they go to jail, murder. You know, they get murdered or murder somebody, and they fucking lose it all. Or they hook up with a chick, you know, baby mama comes back, you know, they're past, and they get ran over, bro, and they lose it all. Or they get, sued somehow. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan, for God's sake. He was successful for all his life, pretty much. And then at the very end, his own family had him whacked. Over life insurance, will, properties, assets, all that shit. And it all started with his wife. And his wife schooled his daughter. And his daughter had a best friend to sleep with him and set him up. And it all went downhill right after that. Then I had a download about my ex, Amanda, just yesterday, talking to a cop. And if I don't know if this cop was a corrupt cop, which I 50-50. To me, when I saw him out the window on this download, they were in a truck, a van, and then it switched to a truck. It was a dark blue van tinted up. And then it went to like a green Chevy truck, an older one. And I see her hop out, and he was like, all right, cool. Like they agreed on it. And she comes back, and I open up the back door, and I said, you working with the cops or what? She was like, yeah. Like she didn't hide it either. I was like, okay, I respect that, because if you lie to me, I'll be like, bitch, get out of here. I'm not gonna talk to liars, dog. But she was like, no, and she was like, yeah. And she was following the crack on the driveway, and I was like, so what's going on? She was like, nothing. She says they're planning on relocating you to another place, you know. Or she said they're either, I can't remember the specific words, but she was like, you know, they want to move you, or they plan on moving you, or they're gonna move you to another place where you're. And as soon as my heart started panicking, bro, like I was all, is this good or bad? Relocate me where? Like to, you know, or, you know, where? To the promised land, to a house, to an apartment, or to a freaking building where I'm, no, man. I was like, and as soon as I felt that, in this download, my heart started pounding, and I got sucked out of that dream. I woke up and I said, damn, I wanted to hear exactly where they're planning, but I didn't get to. I didn't get to hear. But I woke up not scared, but not worried, because I knew I didn't feel attacked. I felt like maybe she is working with the righteous cops, which is weird to me. I don't see my ex Amanda in a good light to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And then I've had a lot of dreams, downloads with her, and she's not really my type of girl that I would want to date again, or will date. Not that I want to, but I would ever date again. She's not my type. You know, looks and body don't mean shit to me no more. It's the mindset, the spiritual. Do you have spiritual knowledge? Do you have spiritual, you know, discernment? Do you have are you spiritually awakened yet to all this bullshit in this world? Or are you dumb? You know, just want to be full of cum. You know, if that's you, you know, you want to have a good time with me. That's all I see. You just want to have a good time with me. That's not a little boy no more. I'm a man. I'm trying to look for stability, you know, companionship. You know, I want to be, when I mean stability, I want to be stable. You know, I want to be with my companion. I want to be stable, solid foundation, like, you know, solid. where the whole world could say they empires, they're walking empires. Look, he owns all the empire, he rules all the empires, but she protects them. She protects those empires with him. She, she helps protect those empires with him. She supports protecting those empires with him. She looks after protecting those empires with him. Because she knows if she don't, she loses her stability. She loses all her, future plans and purpose, and, that God sent her, because that's what her heart desired. Now, if she wants to go and follow a negative Nancy or low vibrational nigga that just comes out of left field like a gangster, hey, what's up, mama? Yeah, I'm a Christian man. Hey, look. I got a 12-foot dick. I got like $1 million in the bank. Steal, man. I got you. Don't worry. You won't have a Benz and Maybach and Bugattis and all that, Corvettes, all you want, but you at least you'll have this 12-foot dick. And some girls that weak bitches will be like, nigga, please. Wait a minute. 12 foot. A weak bitch was fucking only fall for that, dog. A real woman, a real bitch would be like, bitch, please. He strikes all my boxes. I don't care if you have a 12-foot dick or not. He strikes all my boxes. What do you just got? Player swag? What is that player swag gonna lead me to? Depression, loneliness, anxiety, anger. At least over here I have peace. At least over here I thrive. I have a purpose. At least over here he protects me. He leads me. I submit to him. Surrender even. I surrender to what you tell me, my king. You're my leader. You lead this family. You lead this world. I surrender. I submit. I submit to you. And then that player is gonna be like, fuck, dog. The devil's gonna say, fuck, I sent my biggest player at her. My biggest player that I had. That always gets mostly all the women. That usually does. But he couldn't get his queen or his kingdom spouses. He couldn't get them. Damn. They must be goddamn solid. Fuck. Now they really gonna kill my ass. That's what Satan's gonna say. Fuck. Because I took my time picking the right one, letting God guide me, letting God guide you to me, letting God guide me to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said just leave me in my love life alone so I can vibrate higher and higher and higher, sleep better. My body's gonna start to heal. Have you ever noticed when a girl's around a sick guy and the girl starts, like nurses, you go to the hospital and the nurses touch you and the men start to breathe again. You know what I'm saying? It's something about a woman's touch, you know what I'm saying, that awakens a man. Dude, I haven't been touched by a woman in a passionate way, sexual passionate way, anyway in over a year, bro. And before that, 3, 4, 5 years after that. So it's been like 7 years, bro, since altogether where I've been without companionship, without passion, without none of that. So my body's like, fuck. They've been doing this to you, dog. The CIA, the bad, not CIA, but the bad ones. The bad feds, the bad cops, the bad nurses, doctors, lawyers, judges. We're all in on this to do all the city workers, your family, bro. We're all in on this. Your neighbors, bro. Your exes. We're all in on this. And you still love. You still desire love. You still. But yet, they don't see that. Now, if you get that, my son, and they see that you're right, they see that you were right this whole time, and you get to have your love, your loved one, your future loved one, engage with you, you're gonna see me like my energy goes up. I'm gonna probably look better, my sleep better, look better, talk better, feel better, be better, do better. You know what I'm saying? Right away. Because now I have something else to look forward to, is just instead of just work. You know, I have to have balance. I have to have work. I have to have a solid foundation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? At least start building that. Start to. You know what I'm saying? And then take care of myself. You know, look at, I got to balance this all out. Everything that my heart desires. I'm just working all the goddamn time. That's not, I had the world on my shoulders, the world on my back for 13 years, 38 years, but this last 13 has been backbreaking. Now I need peace. Now I need y'all to do y'all's part. You know, all they want to do is experiment on me. Like, Satan's stupid like this, bro. Why don't he die? We need to die. We need to experiment more. Tell the doctor and my nurse practitioners and car readers and everybody, let's throw all that negative energy. Let's throw, try to throw it into the world, so we could do it. So we could trap him and set him up so we could do it. So we could continue to see how come he don't die, or how come he still comes out stronger. How come he still gets his memory back? How come he still recovers? How come he should be skinny like a fucking raisin? With all the sicknesses and illnesses and diseases that we gave. He should not be breathing, bro. Right? But a real righteous person is going to be like, because he's not supposed to be treated like a lab rat. He's a human goddamn being with a spirit and a soul and a heart. We're not going to allow you to treat him like a lab rat no more, corrupt officials, because obviously he is worthy of something. If God keeps bringing him back and he keeps worshiping God, giving God all the glory, and all you do is try to take that from him, who's the bad guy? You're the bad guy. We're trying to have God in this world. You're trying to take God out of this world. How? By taking his life. You're still trying to take his life and slow it down, but you can't take his life. So what you're trying to do is stop him from looking like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Now he's under eye power. Now we could say he's, last night he winked at us, and we saw that. We had to write it down as psychosis, talking to spirits, talking to demons, when all I did was look at them and gave them a wink like y'all had me. These people think like that. They think like that, bro. If I drop a pen by accident and I pick it up, they're going to say, oh my God, he just picked up a pen. Did you see that? Now we got to give him this. Now we got to do it. No. A pen, people, really? Oh, he just went to the restroom. Oh, no. We want him in Pampers. We want to treat him like he's a vegetable. Like we got to change his diet. We don't want him independent. We do not want him independent. We want the world to see that he is not independent. But I am, people. I've always been independent. That's why my family they don't like it, bro. They don't like that I'm independent, that I stay in this worldwide. They don't like, because the bad guys are like, fuck, bro. The whole world knows that he ain't psycho, he ain't bipolar, he ain't schizo. He's a God-fearing man with supernatural gifts that God blessed him with at a young age, and those gifts are for the world to see, to witness, to protect. Because if you do, those gifts will also do the same for you. But if you don't do your part, which I know you already know, you are doing your part now, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But every day, move forward, people. Tell God every day, push me forward, God, don't push me back. Keep pushing me forward, God, don't push me back. Keep pushing me forward, God. There's a lot of prayers you could, but the prayers, you got to be careful what you say. Make sure those prayers are victory prayers. Victory prayers, like you already got the win. So, I got what? Less than 9 minutes left on this video. You know. Oh, back to the bomb. I saw a high missile coming from the sky. Not flying low, a couple 100 feet in the sky. This missile was coming like from space. So whoever fired it, I know it was either Trump, Putin. It had to be Trump or Putin, or both. I know they're both in on it. China's too far. I'm more of a threat to Russia right now. I'm a huge threat to Russia. Huge fucking threat. And the cartels right now. Big time. Because they know I'm gonna strike any day now. So, I had this download just maybe 40 minutes ago. 50 minutes, 55 minutes ago. And I'm speaking now about it. You know, I don't know why, but my neighbor that I'm not cool with, just like my ex, I'm not cool with her. I don't think and I know she wants to come back in my life, but that's because they know money's, they know I got money, bro. And then my neighbor too, he knows, he told me too, even though he worships Satan and all that, he says, the day I see you become a king and a ruler of even just Texas, then I'll bow to your God. Then I'll believe in your God. But until then, I'm gonna be the motherfucking Satan worshiper. I'm gonna be a cartel. You know, I'm gonna be in the cartel still. I'm gonna follow my dad's footsteps. You know, my uncle's footsteps. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna work with the CIA behind your back to have you whacked. You know, in hopes I could have you whacked. But I can't have you whacked because you don't die, so I'm gonna stalk your ass. You know, behind closed doors. You know, I'm gonna traffic kids and molest them and shit. Cause that's what Ramiro does, bro. That's what Ramiro does, bro. He knows where these tunnels are at in this city, bro. Ramiro knows a lot of shit when it comes to cartel shit in this city. He knows 90% of how shit operates in this fucking city. 90% is a high percent, bro. You take him out, you'll know all the cartels, tunnels in the city. Not just in the city, but statewide, maybe even worldwide. He knows a lot of shit, bro. He knows how to cook, too. You know, coke. I don't know about crack, but he knows how to cook coke. But the way he did it, he was killing people. The way he was doing it. But he knows how to cook to make it smell to people that when they smell it, they're like, oh my God, this shit's fire. But when you do it, that shit killing you, dog. I bet you right now, every customer he had, is probably either sick or dead. Every single customer he had. They're either in the hospital, sick, or dead. Because he would lace it with shit, dog. And I always tell his customers on behind their back, hey, I'm not a hater, bro. Yeah, it smells like fire. I know, because it's all that ether he puts in it. It's all that paint thinner, you know what I'm saying? All that paint thinner, that ether that they buy from fucking AutoZone. He puts hella shit in that, right? But the shit he cuts it with, I mean, he would buy an ounce and turn it into like 4 ounces, bro. You know how much cut that's in that shit? 1 ounce to fucking 4 ounces? God damn. and he'll make it look, and it'll look just like it's fire, but it ain't fire. No, no, no. You're supposed to, like, if you have an ounce, it's supposed to be like an ounce and a half, and then it's still fire. It still has a bit of, and it's still fire. You know what I mean? This nigga would put 1 into 4. You give him 1 key, he'll turn it into 4 keys. That's how bad this motherfucker was in cut, bro. God damn. Anyways, got 4 minutes left. So when this missile hit, or not hit, but I had missiles too, and we're under a freeway, and I don't know why, but like I said, Ramiro was like right in front of me and in front of the whole hundreds and hundreds of people. And I asked him, I said, it's just us or what? I said, it's just, how many are there? Just a couple hundred. He's like, yeah. And I said, fuck, dude, this ain't right. But for the first time in my life, I was like, why the fuck is wrong? In my dream, I was like, oh well, I'm just rolling with it, right? And I knew we were getting attacked any second. And I pushed the button to make my missiles, lock target. But I didn't like the missiles I had. They are not the missiles that they're not the missiles that I should have, that in my dream. But they were missiles. They almost looked like the Russian drones and then they were under the freeway on the side, and they out of nowhere, and it was going kind of slow. I was like, that's not right. That's not right at all. So I started praying and praying and praying, and it was still going, and it's going high. And then out of nowhere, I see the rocket, a missile come, and I see it. It barely missed that fucking missile, and it was coming, and it wasn't hitting us, or because I had a bunch of missiles protecting the ports, my refineries, because I don't want my resources blown up. Because that's how they gain power, resource wise. Or that's not how they gain power, but that's how they can. So that's why I'm blowing the whistle now. Because Greg Abbott, he needed to tell our military, Ted Cruz, Trump, Putin are planning on it. Either later today, tomorrow, or Friday when they try to talk, or Saturday. Usually they always try shit Fridays and Saturdays. On the weekends, that's when the shit pops off somewhere in the world. So Greg Abbott, oh by the way, if you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and my nigga Nubs from Odd Squad family, if I know y'all, Odd Squad family for sure, I think I want to say y'all believe in Buddha. Y'all say God, but I think your God that you worship is Buddha. If I'm wrong, hey, that's what I got from what I've seen in the past. But if I'm wrong, good. I want to be wrong, because I want you to worship my God. Accept my God, Lord Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. Because if you do, I swear to God, by the end of this year, you'll have your arms, hands, fingernails, muscles, bones, tendons. You'll get your arms first, and then your legs. And I'm gonna do another shout out to my homeboy. He's one of my nicks, my Christian rappers. Forgot his name, but he also don't have arms either. He has legs, but he don't have arms. And I think one of his, I'm blessed and I'm chosen, focus in God, got his hand on me. Weapon will prosper, I'm more than a conqueror. Got his hand on me, I know who I am. I know who I am. I think that's the one.